To be honest, I can't believe I used to believe these stories. I swear, bro gets his stories from Reddit and effing chat GPT. These stories are fake. All your stories are very good, but are they fake? This question has been asked way too many times on this channel, and today I'm going to be giving you guys the truth. The truth of what this channel is, and are the stories fake, okay? I've done a video like this before, but apparently you guys have such minuscule minds to the point where I have to repeat myself over and over again. And honestly, if it gets me views, then I guess I'm winning here, aren't I? Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and usually around this time, I'd be telling you guys a crazy story about my life, or basically telling you guys a time where I did the devil's tango. But most of the time, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, apparently you guys are not understanding a basic concept on this channel. And many of you guys ask the same question over and over again, and it's getting to my mind, and it's really starting to really hurt how you guys think that my stories are fake. So today we're gonna be explaining, are the stories fake? Well, let's get straight into this. Okay, so the first thing you guys need to understand is, how did I have so many high school experiences? How did I, out of all people in high school, manage to have so many experiences to the point where it seems unrealistic? We gotta understand me, I lost my V card back in grade 8. If you guys haven't seen the video of me losing my V card, well, it's on the channel, you guys can go check it out. But basically in this video, I explain how basically I lost it and I started realizing that I enjoy doing the devil's tango and I'm a hypersexual. If you guys don't know what that means, well, there's another video on the channel that explains that for you guys. But going on from there, guys, you guys gotta understand that one thing about me you guys should know is that one promise I made when I entered in high school is that I want to go through high school saying yes. What does that mean? Well, basically, if I had an opportunity to go to a party or hang out with a person or basically do something where I usually wouldn't want to do, I would go anyway. It's called getting out of my comfort zone. You gotta understand, throughout middle school and elementary school, I was a really self-centered kid where I only cared about myself and didn't really want to care about others or worry about others, and basically wanted to focus only on me. And a lot of the time, to be honest, the only thing that made me happy was sitting at home playing video games. But obviously going through high school, that was not the best way to have, well, the high school experience that I thought was realistic. Now, a lot of you guys don't understand this because you guys are probably in middle school or you guys are probably in high school right now. And you guys gotta understand me, when I was in middle school going to high school, I believed in having the best high school experience ever. I wanted to be that kid that went through everything, that wanted to basically have the greatest experiences of his life. Basically, I went into high school thinking it was like the next Disneyland experience, okay? But boy, was I wrong. But I made that promise to myself, and when I make a promise to myself of basically having an experience, I go through it. So that's why a lot of the time when, you know, something seems so far off, like for example, me pulling fire alarms, to me doing it in the all-gender bathroom, to me, you know, basically fighting with the LGBTQ community in my school, I've done it all. And I will say this much, the reason I did this was because I wanted those experiences. I made sure that I would instigate to certain situations to be in those experiences. If that doesn't make sense, then honestly, it is what it is. You don't have to believe me, but it just makes sense. Now, another thing I hear a lot on this channel is the main question. I read one of the comments earlier, but basically a lot of people say I use Reddit and chat GPT to get these stories together and make the stories. And I will say this much, no, I never, and I mean ever, used one of these sites. And I know on Reddit there are a lot of crazy like story times and stuff on there, and I know on chat GPT you could just get AI to just write it out for you. But for me, you gotta understand, when I tell these stories, they're from my experience. So me, I like to make side comments or side notes just so the story makes more sense to you guys, so you guys have a better understanding. If I was reading someone else's story, how in the world would I be able to give any side comments, any, you know, detail of that story if it's their story? Like, you guys gotta understand, when you read someone else's story out loud, and then when you tell us experience of your own, you realize that when you tell your own experience, you're able to give significant details about the story that make it more, well, realistic. And me, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not that creative. As a like, I know I'm a YouTuber and I'm meant to be creative, but I'm actually not that creative. To be honest, I'm just a genuine dude, just trying to hop on the internet, tell you guys crazy experiences, and maybe give some advice. That's the only thing I've wanted to do on YouTube my entire life, and the fact that it's happening is awesome. The fact that you guys think it's fake, it's kind of weird, man. Now, I think the main question that a lot of you guys do have though, and you guys are really curious about, is how I pulled so many girls throughout high school. Now, you guys gotta understand, throughout high school, I've been through a lot. I mentioned how I wanted to say yes throughout high school, and one thing you guys gotta understand is that girls also have hormones in high school. Girls are not like this gray space where you walk into them and then you just do the devil's tango. A lot of the girls that I did back in high school, I won't lie to you. Yes, I have over 139 bodies as of today, but a lot of those bodies, I won't lie to you, they weren't from 10 out of 10 beautiful dime women, okay? Like, don't think every girl I've done on this channel is a supermodel. As much as I appreciate you guys think I can pull that many girls, I can pull girls, but not all of them being 10 out of 10s. You guys gotta understand, back when I was in high school, I had one thing that I wish I had, but I didn't, and that was standards. Literally, I'm not joking. If it was walking, it was done. And the reason why a lot of girls ended up doing the devil's tango with me is because, well, one thing I realized about them is that they had low self-esteem. So when a guy like me comes into their life, they're like, oh, like, no way, I get to finally do it with a handsome guy. And then from then, their experience is just, you know, one of those things like they stay with them forever. How many of those girls can say, oh, like, I did the devil's tango with Bubba? 139 of them. That's the truth, honestly. But I'm gonna be honest here, guys. Like, a lot of these girls, they weren't 10 out of 10s. And I know what you guys are probably thinking now. You guys are probably thinking, oh, like, Bubba, like, you can't, like, do, like, all those girls from your high school. Like, it doesn't make sense. You guys gotta understand, I get it's unrealistic that I did almost every girl in my high school. And no, not all 139 of my body count is from my high school. That's the one thing you guys don't understand. I was expelled from 2 schools and I've gone to 3 high schools my entire life. I didn't stay in one high school my entire high school years. And you guys are wondering why I got expelled. Well, I've told those stories on this channel and those stories have nothing to do with girls. For all the people saying that all 400 videos on this channel are about women, no, they're not about women. They're about my experiences that I wanted to tell to you guys. And the way I'm gonna end this video off, because obviously, to be honest, I don't want to like spend too much time explaining like everything, but if you guys really want a video of me making a timeline of when every story happens, I would gladly spend the time to do that. I don't mind going through every single video and making a timeline. Hell, if you guys end up doing it, please join my Discord server and like give me the timeline. I'll gladly go for it and you know, shout you out and show you on the channel of you doing this for me. But one thing you guys gotta understand as well, and this is where the final thing I wanted to say was, is that you guys gotta understand in this generation, a lot of kids are doing the wildest things. You guys are not stupid. You guys are not really kids anymore. You know what I mean? When you get to that middle school, high school age, you guys know more than the average person. Okay? You guys are not dumb. You guys know what the devil's tango is. You guys know what women are. You guys know the hormones and attraction a person has. And this channel is literally just to talk about those embarrassing moments with those hormones, with those moments in your life. And when I tell these stories, yes, I say them in a really dramatic form because I want you guys to enjoy the experience of me telling these stories to you. And that is basically all for today's video. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. I hope this answered any of your questions, but if not, join the Discord server and ask your questions right then and there. But if not, like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys. Okay, I've read the comments over and over, and you guys keep saying this, and I'm getting sick of it. The stories aren't fake, and this video is gonna basically tell you guys how I literally did everything that I tell you guys on this channel. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another embarrassing, but at the same time, the truth about this channel. Now, first off, I want to just say, I read the comments for almost every video that comes out on this channel, and I'm gonna say this, I understand that you guys always, for some reason, have to comment down below, oh, Bubba, like, the stories are so fake, bro. Like, why do you make these videos? You haven't done this many women. And I'm gonna be brutally honest, I have, okay? And it's not my fault that you guys just want to not believe in them, but at the same time, one of the main reasons why I tell these stories and why I do all these videos is, number one, they're entertaining to some people. Like, some people actually enjoy sitting down and listening to a good story. Like, I remember back when I was younger, I used to watch a YouTuber named Luna all the time, and he was my favorite YouTuber, and I always loved how he told stories. And since I do the same thing, well, I'm gonna be brutally honest, it's purely just entertainment for some people. And no, I do not tell these stories to flex that I pull girls. If anything, I make fun of myself for it. I don't think it's a flex for any guy to go around telling people, oh, you know how many bodies I got? Bro, I pull all the girls. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I used to be a major player back when I was in high school, and I did a lot of things, and I did a lot of the devil's tango. And in no way, from you guys hearing these stories, don't think I'm trying to promote it or trying to put it upon you guys to go do the same thing. If anything, don't do what I do on this channel, okay? Like, 100% don't. This is all purely just for entertainment, for you guys to just watch and hear about really crazy experiences that I had back in high school. Honestly, one of the main reasons why I made this channel is just for people to hear my experience and try to see if it's relatable to themselves in any way, shape, or form. Not just to flex that I pull girls. And another thing, a lot of you guys keep commenting, bro, there's no proof. It's all fake. Well, today I'm going to tell you guys how I actually ended up pulling girls back in high school. And you see, one of the main things you guys need to remember is that back in high school, when I first entered grade 9, I took it upon myself to basically say yes to every crazy thing that could happen. Like, for example, if my friend came up to me in my grade 9 year and said, yo, Bubba, you want to go like jump over the fence and break into the military base? I probably would do it. And FBI, if you're watching, I wouldn't do it nowadays, so please don't arrest me, and nor did I ever do it. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm basically trying to say, like, back then, I would just say yes to things just so I made sure I had a crazy high school experience. I don't know where I got this idea from. I think I got it from like a Nickelodeon show, if anything. But honestly, I would just do things back then and say yes to things without thinking about the consequence. And it led me to a lot of trouble. Hence why this channel has me doing a lot of crazy things and getting into a lot of crazy trouble. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. At this point, you guys are like, oh, but it doesn't mean you actually pulled that many girls. We gotta understand, back when I was in high school, I was actually a charming guy. I wasn't like an ugly dude. Like, I was naturally, I think in my mind, pretty handsome. Because back then when I was in high school, becoming like the nerdy or like the nerdy look was considered popular. Girls were falling in love with nerds and, you know, guys who look kind of geeky. So a lot of girls back when I was in high school actually were pretty fond of me. And also having a jawline and glasses, like, I don't know why, but for some reason, chicks like that back then, okay? Like, I don't know about now. I don't know what your high school prefers, but back then, that's what my high school preferred and what, you know, people were into. And actually, speaking about high school, another thing you guys should know is that all these stories don't take place from me going into only one high school. If you guys don't know this already, I've been expelled from already 2 different high schools, and I graduated on my 3rd high school. So for my grade 9 and 10 year, I was in one. My grade 10 to 11 year, I was in another. And my grade 11 to 12 year, I was in another high school. And if you guys are wondering how I got expelled, well, I've actually told the stories on the channel before. So trust me when I say this, I got to meet a lot of different people throughout my high school years, and also a lot of different women, which made the pool of women a lot larger for me than just the people in one high school. And I think another reason why I was able to pull so many different girls back in high school is that when I first turned 16, my parents ended up buying me my first car. And having a car in high school, you guys gotta understand, is like the pinnacle of being on the cool food chain. Like, no joke, if you have a car when you're in high school, you're already considered like the top of the cool kids, because every person wants a way of transportation, and girls like guys with cars. I don't know what it is, but if you're a guy that doesn't have a driver's license, trust me, if you get one, there's probably a higher chance that you could pull more girls, because knowing that the girl can, you know, go around and travel with you to different places and not have to walk is a big deal. Unless, you know, the girl already drives and she prefers to drive you around, then that's kind of rare, but at the same time possible. So I definitely would say that having a car really helped out. And another reason why I've had so many crazy experiences back when I was in high school was because my parents weren't as strict. Mom, dad, if you guys are watching this, I just want to say I love you guys, and honestly, I don't hate you for this whatsoever. I love you guys, the perfect parents you guys were. But when I turned 13, I'm not gonna lie, my parents already saw me as a man that can make my own decisions. Even though it's probably not true, and I definitely wasn't a man at that time, I gotta say, I ended up basically having more freedom than I already should have had. Like, for example, I didn't have a curfew back when I was 13. If I came home at like, you know, 1 in the morning, yeah, my parents would want to know where I was, but they wouldn't spam call me and force me to come home and worry about me. They would just want to make sure that I'm okay, and that's it. So I definitely had like a lot more freedom when I was younger, and I guess it led me to doing more crazy things. That's why when I went into high school, which is around 14 years old, I believe, I definitely had a lot more freedom when it came to me, myself, and I. And another reason why these stories are 100% real, and I don't really want to admit this, but at the same time, I kind of have to because it comes with the truth. Not all the girls that I pulled back in high school were 10 out of 10s, okay? Like, I understand the thumbnails always have like a really attractive girl on it, but I'm gonna be brutally honest, most of the girls that I pulled in these stories weren't 10 out of 10s. If anything, they were good 3s or 4s. Maybe, you know, if I was really out of it, maybe a 6. And yeah, don't get me wrong, there was also some lucky moments where I pulled 10 out of 10s. Like, for example, some of my babysitters were definitely 10 out of 10s that I pulled. But not every girl that I pull on these stories look exactly like the girl in the thumbnail. If anything, a lot of them were mid, but at the same time, for content purposes, I like to say they were 10 out of 10s just because, I don't know, who wants to admit that they did an ugly girl? Like, I don't think any guy would. And one more final thing I'm gonna say, and this is probably like the number one reason why I actually pulled so many girls back in high school, is that yeah, I did look attractive, but I definitely wasn't a 10 out of 10, I would say. So back when I was in high school, one of the things that definitely helped me like pull girls and gain confidence to pull girls was definitely because I was funny. As weird as it is me saying that I'm funny, I will say this, I definitely had a good sense of humor that girls like. And even still to this day, as I'm pulling girls like how I'm so front forward and I guess funny. At least that's what girls tell me. I don't know. Comment down below if you guys think I'm hilarious. I don't think I personally am, but girls do seem to say that. And if there's one thing I know, you could be the ugliest dude, but as long as you're funny, you're definitely pulling girls. So just keep that in mind when you guys are thinking about pulling different women or going out there and trying to get girls. If you have a good sense of humor, it builds up your personality and it's a win-win. It makes you pull girls a lot more. So before you guys ever think about, you know, commenting on one of my videos like, oh, like these stories are so fake, like, oh, still making fake stories, just understand that it's purely for content, okay? And yes, I maybe do pull girls, but I'm not doing it to flex on you guys. I don't think flexing pulling girls is a big deal anyways. And also on top of that, I'm just that guy, I guess. I don't know. And if you guys ever want to ask me questions about like any of the stories, just watch me live on Twitch and I basically talk about the stories and get more in depth about it and tell you guys more personal things about it. But if you guys still believe that the stories aren't real and you guys just want to just, you know, keep showing hate comments towards them, then follow for more embarrassing stories because I got a lot more coming. Peace out, guys. Okay, I think it's about time I told you guys the truth. And I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys here. I know there's gonna be a lot of hate from this video, but at the same time, my job is to be a creator, meaning I have to make content for you guys to enjoy. And seeing how the statistics of first were going up really high, and then sometimes the videos just drop down, I'm gonna say this much. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another insane video. So today's video is honestly just me talking and being brutally truthful to you guys. I know a lot of you guys in the comments down below, or you know, people that just watch the channel regularly want to just hear a story. And me, I love telling stories. Part of my life is telling stories because I, you know, lived through so much in my life that I enjoy telling you guys them. But at the same time, there's always one question that always pops up and one question that leads me to having a lot of haters. And that question is, are the stories real? Now, I'm going to say this much. It's not like I'm telling lies, and no, I'm not taking stories from Reddit, and no, I am not making these stories up. I've gone through a lot of my life, from basically doing a lot of Devil's Tango to doing, well, basically mistakes that I wish I never made. And that's why this channel was made, for me to tell you guys my high school experiences and basic experiences of big mistakes I've done. Now, one thing I will mention is that when I tell Devil's Tango stories, there's one of many reasons why I tell a lot of them. Because one, I have done the Devil's Tango over 130 times. Yes, 130 times I have done the Devil's Tango. I know it sounds unbelievable, but you gotta understand, throughout my life, I've done a lot of crazy things. And on top of that, I lost it in grade 8. And from grade 8 till, well, now I'm 21 years old, I've been doing it a lot. Nowadays, not so much, because obviously now a beautiful girlfriend, V. If you guys haven't checked out her channel, she's basically gonna start making videos and streaming. But also on top of that, I ended up living by myself at the age of 19. Meaning that having a whole place to yourself at such a young age, and understand this, going to clubs and stuff at the age of 19 as well, here in Vancouver, Canada, is very common. So for all the people asking, did this guy actually pull that many girls? Yes. Now, in question of how did I pull that many girls, you got to understand, one thing I didn't have in high school was standards. Not every girl I've done was a 10 out of 10. I hate to break the dream for you guys, or basically the belief of, you know, I've done 10 out of 10s my whole entire life. In reality, I've only done like a bunch of women, even if they were as low as a 2. Yes, I literally had no standards back in high school. If it walked, it was done. And as bad as that is to say, I know it was a mistake. Oh wait, but Bubba, what about those like people that was like your workplace, like the lawyer story you recently posted? You gotta understand, when I tell stories about like, you know, people I've worked with or lawyers or literally anyone, I kind of just get an experience that I've already had either with an older woman or someone that was a part of that, you know, workplace, and I change up the story a lot. Like for example, one of them crazy stories that I know you guys love and enjoy was me and my manager. It was one of the most common stories, but you gotta understand, for example, one of the stories about me and my manager, she wasn't actually my manager. She was just someone that was like a higher up than me, like an assistant manager or something like that. Usually I like to change up the stories a bit more so it's more entertaining for you guys, because at the end of the day, a story has to be entertaining. One thing I've always wanted to be when I was a kid was an author. If you guys don't know, I would love to write books and tell stories as a kid, but one thing I realized is that I suck at writing. Yes, I literally cannot do grammar for the life of me, nor do I enjoy actually writing writing. So instead, I do it through videos. One thing I will say though is that I never actually planned to become a storyteller. Like, me telling stories was never the plan for this channel. When I made up the channel Babastreams, it literally says in the name streams. And to be honest, it's funny because a lot of people ask me, oh wait, do you stream? But in reality, I do stream, but not as much as making content. And when they realize that I'm the storyteller that says the word Devil's Tango, they end up laughing and basically saying, oh, you're that guy that gets slayed a lot. Yeah, I am, is what I usually reply for this. But at the same time though, one thing I will say is that I don't regret telling stories. I love telling stories to you guys. And for all the people that subscribe to this channel and show love, I'm gonna say thank you. And for all the people that hate my channel and absolutely want me to stop telling stories like this, well, I'm gonna tell you one thing, I'm not. And if you want to keep hating the channel and keep saying the stories are fake, then go for it. One thing I will admit is that not every story is accurate. But in terms of me, you know, pulling girls back in high school and stuff, yes, I did, but all these girls were just, well, not that attractive to pull in the first place. I know this video was a lot shorter than it actually was supposed to be, but it's just something I really want to get out of the way. And also, a couple updates while I can explain some stuff on this video to make it longer for you guys. I will say this much, I do plan on streaming more because my name is Babastreams, except I decided to stream on Kick instead of Twitch. And if you guys don't know what Kick is, it's basically this whole new site that's like, you know, basically blown up all over the internet apparently, because Aiden Ross and Trainwrecks are just hopping on this brand new platform. And the cool thing is that I'm actually verified on there. So if you guys really want to search me up and watch me go live sometimes with me and my girlfriend and stuff, just search up Bubba on Kick and you guys can join in. That's just a quick little promo if you guys didn't realize. But anyways, I'm gonna leave the video off here. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And this is just me wanting to tell the truth for once. Anyways, like I always say, follow for more crazy and embarrassing stories. All right, peace out, guys.